when it comes to building a resume, since it is literally the most important piece of paper that can determine your future at a company, and since you're in the arena of building resumes for your clients, what is your philosophy behind building? Do you include all the achievements that they had a participation certificate in third grade to, I don't know, that they topped IIT? Can you lie a bit, or do you need to be honest? And please, for the love of God, do you need to write that you are proficient in Word and Excel?
So, while building a resume, as you rightly said, it's very important. First of all, because that kind of gives a first impression to the recruiters about you. And as far as the philosophy is concerned, I think you need to have a USP for your resume. And more importantly, you need to make sure that it's visible to them at a glance.
Right.
They shouldn't have to search through it to find what is different in you than others. Then, as far as the information is concerned, as to what all you should include in it, it really depends on whether you're making your resume while you're in the college or
Right.
you're already working and you're just looking for an upgrade and maybe you need to change your job or your field.
Hi, Vaishnavi. It is a great pleasure to have you on the podcast. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Definitely. So, hi everyone. Hi, Akash.
Hi.
I'm Vaishnavi and I'm currently pursuing BBA LLB. So, I'm going to be a lawyer next year. I'm in the fourth year right now. And I am a graphic designer as a freelancer, which is technically what this podcast is about. So, I do a lot of designs like logo designing, print designing, resume building, advertisements, and a lot of personalized designs as well.
Right.
That's what I do.
But how do you like doing law and graphic designing? Like, how do you combine this, or is it like something out of your passion? Or
So I started doing designing because of my law college. I started making posters and flyers for the committees which are in the college, which is how
right?
I started gaining interest in it. I used to do it earlier
Yeah.
also, but I didn't even ever think of it as something I can pursue, right? So along with law, which is absolutely theoretical, I think it lets my creative side out as well. So I really love designing all
Right.
kinds of things, ranging from logos, as I said, to letterheads, any design, digital
Right.
design. So I think it's a pretty good combination.
So, since we talked about building your resume, could you explain more about the USP and why is it important for a person to hire another person to build a resume instead of building themselves?
Okay, so as I mentioned before about the USP being the most important part of the resume,
Mm-hmm.
what I believe is that more important is to showing it in the resume. Also mentioned before. So you would know what you are good at, you would know your specialization, you would know your USP, but it's equally important for you to show it to the recruiters, right?
Right.
If you just write it in a normal font with the other information, then it's not really visible,
Right.
which is where the role of a graphic designer or a designer comes in,
Mm-hmm.
where you can actually make the resume in a way in which it's like very, very visible to the recruiters. Like at a glance, they can be like, oh, this is what
Right.
this girl is good at, this is what he's good at.
Right.
So I think that's where you would need a professional to help you mainly.
And like coming to software, like isn't Word enough for building a resume?
So that's something that a lot of people get confused about. MS Word is not at all for designing. It's for
Okay.
documentation, first of all. So you can make your cover letters and all on that, but for something like a resume where you're building it, where you're designing it, Word and PowerPoint is not enough for that. You need professional softwares like Photoshop, Corel Draw, maybe even Canva to an extent. So you should be
Okay.
able to know these softwares.
Okay. So, since we are doing a sequence of brand design that you're good at, let's skip to the importance of logo. And how do you decide that which logo is relevant for a particular company?
So a lot of people already have some ideas about what they want in the logo, but usually what they do is they leave it up to the designer. of this is our company, this is what it is about. So now it's up to you. You can build a logo for this, right? So the most important thing while building a logo is to do a lot of research, first of all. So you need to research about the field in which the company is working in. You need to research
Right.
about the company itself, on what is their vision, what is their goal, what kind of a logo would match with it, right?
Right.
Another very important thing about a logo is its color scheme, which a
Right.
lot of people won't give much attention to, but it does make a lot of difference. If
It
you
does.
notice, सारे जो fast food centers होते हैं उनके logos are like blue, red, yellow,
Because it
right? But the
stimulates appetite.
it, yes,
Yeah.
it relates to appetite, it relates to excitement. But a
Right.
lot of companies, जैसे offices, legal offices होते हैं, their colors are more like brown, gray. So color scheme is very important in a
Right.
logo. The symbol that you're using in the logo is very important. I can show you some of the work I've done
Of
as an
course.
example. So these are the logos, if you can see.
Yeah.
Is it visible? So this is for a legal office, right?
Right.
And this one is for an apparel brand. Its name is Bunny. This is the symbol of the brand, and this is the entire logo. So you can very
Okay.
clearly see the difference between both, and
Right.
like this is a like fast food chain
Makes
logo.
sense. So you designed
So
all that on Canva?
I use different softwares for like very precise designing. I use Photoshop. Other than that, I use Canva. Definitely, it's a very good software. So
Right.
that's it. It's very important to know the difference between these.
ग्राफिक डिजाइनिंग क्या होती है?
So basically, graphic designing is digital designing. Okay, any design that you make on the laptop on softwares like Photoshop, Corel Draw, or Canva, or there are numerous softwares for graphic designing. So that is basically digital designing is graphic designing, and the main reason why graphic designing is done is to basically connect with your target audience. So you might not be able to connect to them with your vision, with your aim, but there are certain emotional connections to graphic designs. Just say if you go out and if you see a McDonald's का logo, you currently connect to it. You know कि अच्छा यहाँ पे burger मिलेगा, यहाँ पे ये मिलेगा. You have your childhood memories attached to it. So that is the aim of graphic designing. That is in order to connect to your audience in a way that it leaves a certain mark in their brains. कि ये logo है तो ये होगा. There are a lot of जैसे if you see Apple का logo,
Right.
right? You like right away know that it's going to be a good product, the quality is going to be high.
Right.
And so basically it's for maintaining your customer relations, it's for you to connect an emotional bond with them, so that they have a symbol or they have a logo or a specific design to which they can instantly connect.
Right. And since you're also in the niche of advertisement, could you explain a bit about social media and print advertisement? Which one works better?
Okay, so in terms of which one works better, it completely depends on what your company is doing, right? For example, if you want to advertise an apparel brand, it's definitely better to do it on social media nowadays, right? But if you're a wholesaler, for example, of plastic items, just an random example, then
Right.
it's definitely better for you to get your advertisements printed. So a lot of it depends on what you are catering to the customers. Who is your target audience? If your target audience is someone who does not spend that much time on social media, then it's way better to get it printed
How do
in
you
a way that
decide, like, for all the designing, graphic designing, brand designing, resume, how do you decide the target audience? Is there
so
a metric?
basically the company should always have a target audience even before going for what graphic designer they need to see or what designs they need to have. The target audience is more based on the product than the designing one, right?
Right.
So जो टारगेट ऑडियंस होती है वो सिर्फ प्रोडक्ट से कनेक्टेड होती है. मतलब अगर मैं कोई बहुत ही एनिमे की टी शर्ट्स बेच रही हूँ तो वो ऑब्वियसली कोई 50 साल का इंसान नहीं लेगा या not someone who is very young,
ले
right?
सकते.
It's basically ले सकते हैं, but that's not your main
But
target
yeah,
audience, right?
right.
हाँ, not your main target audience. तो वही चीज है. अब अगर एनिमे की टी शर्ट्स में बेच रही हूँ तो आई डेफिनेटली प्रेफर advertising it on social media like
Right.
Instagram, like Facebook. But अगर मैं on the other hand I'm selling denim jackets, ठीक है, so it's not necessary that everybody who wants to buy them will be on social media. It's not necessary that Facebook चलाते हो वो लोग, उनके पास इतना टाइम हो कि वो चला सके. So that it differs like that.
Last question I would like to ask you. What is personalized designing?
Okay, so personalized designing is basically, for example, if you want to get a card made for your sister's birthday, if you want to get a personalized gift for someone, so there are a lot of websites like Uprint, for example, where you can get it printed, but you have to give them the design, right?
Yeah.
So personalized design can be something that you want to get printed or you want to give to someone,
Right.
but you have to get the design made by someone else. So वो जो
For
design
like
होता
a
है,
tattoo also, like you can get a
yeah,
design.
definitely. I designed my own tattoo.
Wow. And phone cover also.
Everything. T-shirts, phone covers, glasses, mugs, everything. So basically, Instagram advertisement or social media advertisement, as you asked, is something where you need to be very crisp. You can't have a lot of information in it. If you're selling a product, that is the only thing that people want to see, or else they'll just scroll down, right? So it's very important. It's very important for the company to hire a graphic designer for making social media advertisements, so that the people stop scrolling, they see what the product is, at least they go to your website, they check out the other products. So in that sense, it's really important to hire a professional for advertisements.
Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you had a good time on the podcast.
Definitely
Best of
we should
luck.
do this again.
Yes.
Thank you so much.